Hello, friends and fellow moms, and welcome to this week's episode of Moms on the Air. I'm your host, Katie Mahon, and I'm joined by my co-host and daughter, Maddie Mahon. And this week, I'm so happy to share that I'm joined by someone who I've wanted to interview since the moment this show was in its initial planning stages, Tracey Eichner, who's a mother of 5 beautiful girls and a cousin of mine. So, Tracey, thank you for joining us and welcome.
No problem. Thank you.
So let's dive into it. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and your motherhood journey.
Well, we started off with a surprise. Let's go back. My husband and I have known each other since preschool, but didn't start dating. So we got a little bit older, and very early in our relationship, we found out about Cody, and ever since then, we wanted a big family because he was an only child, and I was one of 3, and so that's kind of where we started, with a little jump start into a family. But I mean, everybody starts differently these days, so and then we just kept having more babies. It was just something we both wanted.
So first, and I've seen your daughters. They are both beautiful. They are all beautiful girls. And,
Thank
for
you.
how could you prepare yourself for raising 5 kids?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. It's literally like a day-to-day thing. Like, I have no idea what I'm waking up to every morning. I know what time, but I have no idea what is going to happen I have such a range now with teenagers all the way down to a first grader. So it's a mystery. And when I figure it out, maybe I'll write the book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe instead of how can you prepare yourself for raising 5 kids?
No. I have a friend that has 5, and I have another friend that has 4. And like, we can relate to each other. We can empathize for one another because we know. And then when you see somebody else, like I see all these younger moms, and I'm like, it's okay. It's going to be okay. You just have to, I love being a mom. I love my kids to no end. And that's what makes every day worth it.
Yeah. And something that I've been curious myself with, since becoming a mom, and just the logistics of scheduling, like not only your own life but a baby's life. And for you, how do you manage the logistics of scheduling and coordinating the activities, especially now since they're older, 5 children?
Well, we've kind of compacted our activities. We were all in soccer, and then we were all in dance. We didn't like dance anymore, so we slowly trickled out of the dancing. When we moved, after our big move, nobody wanted to play soccer anymore. We all switched to softball.
Okay.
And there has been a constant and familiar thing. My girls ride horses. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of, they're all animal lovers. 3 out of the 5 ride. So we're lucky enough that we've limited the options. Mm-hmm. And we're lucky everybody kind of crosses over. So we have softball and horses, and we just kind of shuffle around.
Do any of them is there any, one particular interest that falls out of the mix of the current schedule by any of your kids?
No, I mean, we did try 2 sports because that's what they wanted, softball and soccer. And that, when it came down to like literally having overlapping activities, you had to pick. And it wasn't fair sometimes. You were literally playing softball with your soccer uniform underneath. And so we had to limit it. There's just too many people to shuffle around. Yeah. And for a long, like, Lou's retired now, but for a long time, it was only me. So you had to have your timing down. There was times of dropping one off at one place and picking up the other at the other place. And it's just craziness. You just have to learn. It's It's like being a general contractor in a construction company. You just have to schedule everything and know when you need it scheduled and know who you need when for what. So it's, and being your self-employed helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what
Working.
about, beside, that's another aspect of it, work, and then, keeping a household running
Hmm.
too. And then, obviously finding time for yourself, or like for you, I know you're an avid runner. So like, how do you find time for
Oh, hi, Maddie.
yourself?
Well, I running was and still is my outlet. Actually, I'm training for the marathon in New York City in November. So I'm back to that outlet. When they were little, I didn't really have one. I mean, I had 5 children, 9 and under. I didn't have time to myself. I had to be hopeful that my friends would come hang out with me. And they did. I had a few of my friends that would always come hang out, and they were great to my children, and they're amazing moms now. And family. I had my
Mhm.
mom and I have his parents. And asking for help was probably one of my downfalls. But you have to. You have to. You have to. If you need help, you have to ask for it.
Yeah, I think that was something for me kind of early on with, moments, especially when I went back to, when went back to work, um, the ability to ask for help or even get, that extra bit of childcare was like a big step.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, once I got, found someone I could trust, it's a lifesaver.
Mm-hmm.
And I still know a lot of moms today with young babies who don't want to make that step because they, whether it's a thing of, mom guilt, or whether it's a thing of, they don't want to, take that step, or they don't think we could trust anybody. I wish they would just kind of open up to it, because asking for help
Yes.
it's everything, and it will make your life that much better.
Yes. Because I went through a lot of like stress that I didn't need to, because help was offered and I wouldn't take it. I was like, no, I got it, because I felt I had to do everything. Um, Take the help. It'll save your sanity. Take the help.
Yep. No, absolutely. And, kind of shifting back. Sorry for that. That's a tired co-host who didn't have a nap today.
Ah.
So, and with 5 girls in the household, how do you balance giving each child, individual attention, and, dealing with unique personalities, interests? Because I'm sure not all 5 girls are the same.
No, they are actually very, very different. They do have a lot of similar likes, which helps a lot. Um, but lately I've been taking them on little outings, like not necessarily shopping, but we'll go out to dinner, or if I have to run an errand, one of them will come with me and we'll just take a side trip to Chili's. Or after softball practice yesterday with Alex, she wanted a cheeseburger, so we ran and got a cheeseburger and we took the long way home. Just where you can, you just grab that extra time.
No, I think that's a key thing with finding those little moments there. And, it's definitely, as you said, a balancing act. And, it's something that is very admirable, being able to do that and raise 5 girls, especially in today's world with social media, with,
Yes.
a lot. It's an online presence that, wasn't there when we were there. And
Mm-hmm.
for you, how do you deal with that with your girls with social media?
They're not really on social media that much. I mean, I do know that they like I monitor all of them. I have the kids' Facebook, so they only can talk to people whose children I know. Um, but they're really not on Facebook. I don't let them. Um, I don't know. I'm not very into social media other than checking Facebook and liking and sharing a post. I'm not, they don't meet their friends that way. They just don't. It's just not really a predominant thing in our lives.
What about TikTok? I know that's all kids are, all about TikTok today. Do any of your girls like TikTok?
They do. They do. They're more of a YouTube users than TikTok, but I try to keep them off it because I use it and I see what's on it. And uh I try to monitor as much as I can. They I don't know. If they see it, they see it. I mean, that's the life we live right now. I think, being a baby and a product of the 80s, 90s, we didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
I think it just makes them grow up faster. They learn stuff like so much earlier. They just, I mean, things were happening when we were kids, when we were little, but I just think everybody's losing that innocence a lot sooner.
Yeah,
They're,
it's
they're,
sad.
they know adult things way too early. So
Yeah.
I try
No.
to keep them off it as much as I can.
Yeah, and for you with your daughters today, how do you promote, them finding their own sense of independence among themselves?
Well, they
Or
are
just
very,
maybe pursuing like their own path?
they do have very different personalities. They do have very strong likes. Cody has always very much loved, she was the driving force behind the animals. She loves her horses, and that's the profession she wishes to follow. And she already knows that at 15. But now Lauren, she's a homebody and she likes computers. So we took her to coding class when we could. She's a little more musical, but again, all back to art. Like all my kids go back to art too. Alex, she is into everything. Alex is just naturally smart. Everything comes easy to her. She loves, you just, when you get to know their personality, you just have to support their personality and hope that their drive matches yours and it follows a good path. And so far, we're pretty good with that.
No, that's great. And, kind of shifting topics, what advice do you have for other parents of large families who may feel overwhelmed by the demands of parenting many children?
Self-care is something I told, like I said, I never had time for myself. I didn't take the help I needed. And honestly, that's always what I cut out, was the self-care, was just having, well, you don't even go to the bathroom yourself. So, just having even 20 minutes, it's even harder now because they are so independent. They do their own laundry. We have potluck in our house sometimes where it's like, guys, sorry, can't make dinner tonight. And even my 6-year-old will make herself chicken nuggets. Like it's, everyone's kind of self-sufficient. I think actually Samantha, being almost 7, could probably cook a whole meal for herself at this point.
That's impressive.
Yes. Yes. We just take their personalities and support them. We take their likes and we support them and hope that their likes and, again, are on the positive side.
And for you, looking back on your journey of the past 16 years with your girls, what have been some of the most unexpected or rewarding moments you've experienced?
I'm sorry, the most what?
It's all good. It's all good. That's one of the downsides of hosting a podcast with your daughter. No, I'm saying for you, what's been some of the most like unexpected or rewarding moments of your motherhood journey?
Oh my God, every day I just look at my tiny humans and go, I did that. Like I still like cannot believe that like I made them. Like it's still like a shocking realization. Like I watch Cody ride a horse and it's like they make it look easy. I'll watch Alex catch a fly ball in the infield. They make it look easy and it's like, wow. It's just wow, tiny humans. We did that. Like, hey, see, look at that face. It's shocking. Like just every day is a new adventure. Every day is a surprise. hopefully most of them are rewards and you go to bed happy, but you have your tough days, and preparing for a big family, and take the help. I honestly, even a little family, take the help, because you don't always have it. It's not always going to be available. It's not always there. So when you do get the opportunity, you have to take it.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. And I just thank you for that insight. And, again, I know how busy you are, and especially balancing all the schedules. And I just want to thank you for sharing your insight with us. And, as I mentioned before, when I first started this, you were literally the first person I wanted to interview with, just ask you the question, how do you manage?
It's still a work in progress. It's still a work in progress. Yeah, it's.
Yeah. So, but I just want to say, again, thank you for sharing your insight with us. I appreciate it. I wish you the best and hope you'll join us again.
Thank you. Yes, anytime.
Yeah, no, this was fun. And for our listeners, thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I hope you'll join us next week, where we will be joined by Jessica Klein, the publisher and editor of Macaroni Kid in Clifton, Montclair, to share her story with us. And thank you again for joining us. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe wherever you're listening to your podcast and give us a 5-star rating. And until next time, I'm Katie. This is Maddie, and we are the Moms on the Air podcast.